Okay, hi Gemini Glitters collective. So we're gonna do a collective reading. Happy Cancer season. I don't have a particular subject or didn't want to do like a particular sign, so I thought that doing a collective would be pretty cool and fun because it's like for everybody, and there's also no topic, so I guess just general messages. I'm gonna call it things you need to know. Yeah, that might be something that some of you guys who watch me, or even just like who might come across me, might be wondering as of lately, like what's coming, like what's things that you need to know. Also maybe what's coming in, you might be wondering. Sorry, I know that the mic is like high sensitivity, so just bear with like the tiniest of sounds. Those were my finger flutters. What else? I know I've been a little MIA with readings. Let me know if you're a Gemini, you know a Gemini, you have Gemini somewhere in your chart. Was it brutal for you during Gemini season? Because I feel like it was like the brutalest like season, like month and a half for me at least. I mean, yeah, it was nice because it's like our season, but it was kind of brutal. Anyway, let's see, which deck do I use? Okay, I'm getting this one, so let's see. Some of you guys could be looking at old pictures. Also, if you're new here, I start my videos differently every time. I don't have like a set way, so oh sorry, I know that was loud. So I channel sometimes the channeling will resonate with the cards, sometimes it won't, so take it or leave it. Place the energies where you feel they need to be, and remember there is no gender in tarot. Oh, so yeah, for some of you there could be something about pictures. I don't know, something about looking at a picture. Maybe there could be like old pictures you're looking at, and maybe you're having like, I don't want to say flashbacks like in a bad way, but you might be like, I don't know, like, you know how sometimes you look at a picture and you're like, wow, I used to think I looked bad, but in reality I didn't look that bad, or I was too critical. Or there could be something where a picture is like a moment of reflection. You might be reflecting on the picture. Okay, maybe for some of you, you tell yourself like, damn, I look good, girl. Okay, Queen of Wands. Yeah, it literally confirms what I just said, and I think it was at 3:33. Now it's 3:38. The time, the recording time. There's something here about beauty. Okay, and even if you're a man, handsome, I don't know, you look good, you look put together, there could be something here where maybe your aesthetics have to do with something you're reflecting on. Maybe you're reflecting on how you appear, your appearance, how you look, how you present yourself. For some of you, it could be like how you present yourself at a work environment. For others of you, just like feeling yourself. Maybe you start to wear things that actually make you feel good, whether it is trendy or not. I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but things that make you feel free. Because I do believe that sometimes like even the colors we wear says a lot about how we feel. Like, not to say that people that just wear black are like dead inside. It's just like maybe you start to wear different colors. Maybe the color red could be significant for some of you. Some of you guys could be fire signs watching me, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let's see. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah. I feel like for a few of you, you could also be looking at like where you've invested time, where you've invested money. I'm hearing something about property. I don't know how that could resonate for some of you. Okay. Yes, my next door neighbor's bird is like loud as can be. Yeah, you could be like looking at where you've maybe put all your eggs in one basket. And for some of you, maybe you're kind of taking a step back to be like, is where... Okay, I'm going to give an example. Some of you guys might be like, okay, where supposedly I'm stable. And I'm saying supposedly because for some of you, maybe you're going to start to feel like, you know, maybe what I consider stability or where I consider myself to be stable or where I've put money, have put time or have invested, whether it's time, money, all of, and or all of the above, maybe isn't actually what you want. And you maybe are realizing that it's now time to focus on yourself. Okay? Yeah, it's like time for you to shine. Because maybe you've invested so much and have put so much time into other things. Maybe you've been busy filling everyone else's basket and you haven't filled in your own, is what I'm getting. Let's see. Any more? 4 of Cups. Yeah, some of you guys might be looking at what has gone wrong, what hasn't like moved forward, because remember the 4 of Cups person is like, well, how can I not focus on all the crap and shit that I've been going through or that hasn't gone right if that's the only thing that I can see? But see, it's kind of like contradicting because it's like not necessarily, I mean, not in this deck, but in other, like the Rider-Waite tarot, it's a person showing someone a cup that's way bigger than the 3 cups that they're focusing on. So I don't know if like for some of you, you may even be realizing that certain people you thought you could celebrate with or that are only there for good moments may not be there for bad moments. And you're realizing that when these people need you, you're there. You're there for the celebration. You're there for the hard moments. And then when it comes down to the not so good moments, they're not there. And you know, it's interesting because as I'm channeling that, I'm kind of thinking about some of the things I've been seeing on my algorithm. And it's not a coincidence. I seen something like people, I forgot what it was titled, but it was like a video on like self-help, and it had to do with like when you look for solitude, that's when everybody wants to suddenly come in and there's like interruption A, B, and C, and X, Y, Z, you know, like interruptions from every corner. Let me see with this 4 of Cups. Yeah, like some of you guys may even have moments where you kind of look like this person, because look how the water is spilling out and then there's like a heart. Maybe for some of you that could be a thing where you're just kind of like, you have, not that you're focused on bad things, because of course in order for you to feel things and process them, you have to go through it. You kind of have to mope around a little bit. You have to acknowledge your feelings. But I'm getting like, yeah, I'm getting something about shine and glitter. You're gonna start to shine. Two of Cups and the Queen of Swords. And by the way, when I said like taking care of everyone else's basket, this could apply to family. This could apply to a lover, lovers in the past. This could apply to family. It does not matter. There's no, you know, we're not, it doesn't matter. It can apply to whoever is around you that has that energy. But with the Two of Cups, the Queen of Swords, I feel like you're about to have a connection here. A connection that feels very loving. Look at how this Holy Death, in Spanish it would be Santa Muerte, looks pregnant, right? A lot of you, I feel like, if you can bring children into the world, meaning you're still fertile, you're still at, you know, at a time where you can have kids, that could be a possibility. And I feel like it's with someone who sees you, you see them, okay? And with Queen of Swords here, I feel like there's a lot of communication and there's a lot of talking. I'm being guided to clarify that Queen of Swords. And I believe, let me see. Let's see. That Holy Death is supposed to be the Empress. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, actually, no. There's a separate Empress and then there's the actual card that's just the Holy Death. It says a profound transformation, a renewal, a true and proper revolution. If it is life that generates death, then death generates life. We are connected to all that surrounds us, to the people who have come before us, and to those who will come, from the cradle to the tomb. Yeah. From the coffin to the womb. So I feel like whether you're having, okay, so whether you are in, you know, a time where you are fertile and can have children, this could also be like you bringing life. And I feel like even for some of you, this could even be like life, right? Your ancestors, your spiritual guides, whoever you consider like your, you know, your spiritual team, whoever you like have faith in, preparing you to have this energy where you're able to glow and being your best self, so that when you do possibly create a child, you're able to be in your best of energy with your partner. Whether for some of you, you have a partner already, or this is like a partner is incoming, okay? Yeah. Let's see. What's that Queen of Swords? The King of Cups. So your person might be a water sign. You could be a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They could have that somewhere in their chart. Queen of Swords. You could be a Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I was gonna say Aries. I don't know why I was gonna say that, as I was gonna say Aquarius. Maybe Aries too. But Queen of Swords, that's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. This could be energies that you guys both embody. But see how this King of Cups. King of Cups is a very self-aware, emotionally strong, has been through a lot, emotionally wise person. Not perfect, because I mean, we're always learning, but someone who is definitely mature emotionally. Maybe isn't always the most expressive, like let's say the Queen of Cups, but they definitely do match their words with action, or I should say a lot of times they're more so action than words, which if you ask me, sometimes we don't need the words, the actions say it all. Yeah, this person might be someone who their heart chakra is very open, okay? And no, I don't mean so open to the point where they're like gullible. I mean so like they know how to use their heart space in a non-toxic way. And for those of you, if you're the feminine watching this, okay, if you're actually, and yes, I'm gonna get a little gender specific, if you're actually the air sign woman, okay, you're like the female, right? Watching this, this King of Cups is someone who brings in love, okay? Let's see, what else? What else does my collective need to know? What does my collective need to know? The Four of Swords. Yeah, see, putting some things to, kind of like when people say putting things to an end. No, that's not the saying. Like when you think of closing out a cycle, leaving things behind, I'm getting, when you leave shit behind, it's like a coffin, right? That part or that era or that part of yourself died, right? There could be something about like leaving something behind. Maybe for some of you throwing stuff out, but I am getting like transformation here. And I want to say too, for those of you who don't resonate with bringing a child into the world, it could just simply mean like you being able to see yourself in a different light. Yeah, I don't know why I wanted to say confirmation with the bird just screaming. Not screaming, but like talking. Yeah, it's like you're bringing you're birthing a new life. And for some of you, maybe you are creating a life. You could literally possibly be creating life with someone. I just got the caution sign in my mind. So for some of you, just be careful, okay? Let's see what else. Oh, and for some of you, if you already are this person who already has a life that you created and you're carrying the life, I feel like you're learning strength. Wow, that's crazy how I've been seeing, sometimes I genuinely feel, and I believe I've said this in other videos, I sometimes feel like things I see in my algorithm, like just casual things that I'll see like on social media or when I'm scrolling on YouTube, and I feel like it ties to the messages. I feel like that's just a thing for me. Yeah, and I've seen somebody say that like ever since they got pregnant, they've been feeling like their energy, their mother instincts, their strength has gotten stronger since knowing they're going to be a mom. And I know that. I mean, I'm not a mother yet, but I know I've seen so many women say that there's like this strength that you just feel and have whenever you have children. But anyway, the moon card. What's the moon card? Nine of Wands. Yeah, and I was just gonna that's interesting. Thank you for the confirmation, Spirit. The moon card, what I'm getting just based off of looking at that card, some of you guys are facing parts of self, but it's necessary. You're facing parts that you maybe you didn't know were there, like the unknown parts. Maybe you're exploring the unknown, as in like things you didn't think about before as deeply as you do now. You're more profound about it. And I feel like with the Nine of Wands, what is the Nine of Wands? It talks about a wounded warrior, somebody that has a lot of strength, a lot of wisdom, but they're wounded. And I get it. I can understand and have empathy. They're scared to take the initiative because it's like, I've been wounded. What if I like cross the other, let's just say it's cross the street, and on that other side it's scarier than what I've been through. But I feel like you're actually, for those of you who have been in that self-reflection energy, trying to glow up, not just on an aesthetic level, but also like internally, you're stronger than you may give yourself credit for. Yeah, and that's making me think all the way back to like the first 2 minutes when I was starting the video. I think like 2-3 minutes when I was saying like looking at a picture, and I don't know if you guys are the same way. Sometimes I think when you look at pictures from the past, and it doesn't even have to be super long ago, it will sometimes make you go, wow, I actually was stronger than I think I was. Wow, I actually had more strength than I gave myself credit for. I was going to change decks, but I just got to keep using this one. So let's see. What else does my collective need to know? The Magician. Yeah. Gemini energy. Jack of all trades, but master of none. And I think sometimes people take that to offense. Me being a double Gemini, I really don't. Because I look at it like there's nothing wrong with knowing quite a lot, but not knowing a whole lot about everything. I kind of like that whole curiosity about one thing and another. So for some of you, you might even like be more open to things than you were in the past. Maybe now you have more knowledge of things that maybe you didn't once want to learn, you once didn't want to know about. Maybe for some of you, you just didn't care about it, and now you do. With that Magician, this reading is really giving me like a lot of self-reflection, like a glow up, but not the typical glow up where it's like, oh, I glowed up because I dyed my hair and lost some weight. Now, I know, and I don't mean that in a triggering way, I don't mean to offend anybody, but I think often the glow up comes from within, right? Because look at how this moon card, and I know the moon card generally, like the more, not traditional, but like I love this moon card because it's literally confirming what I was saying. Looking at parts of yourself, the unknown parts. And what is she doing? Here she looks like 3D human, right? And here she looks like flesh, like a ghost, right? Like a spirit. it's still her, just not flesh in like the 3D. So for a lot of you, you may be facing parts of yourself that may not be the easiest, but it's actually making you stronger. And I feel like you're gonna be connecting to someone, or you may have someone you're connected to with, and this person sees you, you see them. And both of you guys are quite elevated, because the queen and a king, yes, not the emperor, not the empress, but this is like on the way to that. Right? Well, actually, I should say not on the way to that. You're just reflecting like a part of your already existing emperor, empress energy, because the empress is not all the sorry, I got confused. I meant to say the kings are not all the pages or the knights in one. No, it's the kings, right? The kings all in one embody the emperor. King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Pentacles, King of Cups. Let's see. I'm being guided to leave it there. I just got that in my mind. So just, we might be finishing off soon, but let's see. Any other message? Do I change tarot decks? Yes, now you can. To which one? Anyone? Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, so let's see. Before we close off the reading, what else does my collective need to know? The Lovers. Yeah. Oh. Sorry, guys. YouTube restrictions. Okay, wait. With that Lovers card, and the deck that I'm using that I'm using now is no longer the Holy Death deck, the Santa Muerte. It's now the Divine, no, it's the Labanco. In the Labanco, there's 3 lovers. This Lovers looks kind of gory, but I like it because it's like they're seeing the deeper parts of each other. Now, I know it looks a little graphic. Well, it's not graphic, but you know how YouTube is. The Lovers, guys, it's confirming what I'm saying. I feel like you are going to connect, or you're connecting, you're forming a bond with someone, and you and this person see each other. And maybe for some of you, because I did say like in the beginning of my introduction, how did Gemini season treat you? Comment down below. And yes, I meant that. Comment down below. Or tell me if you're a Cancer and your birthday's coming up. I want to wish you a happy birthday. But I was saying how it was a tough month. For some of you, maybe you felt like during your actual season, if you're a Gemini, or you have Gemini strongly in your chart, maybe you felt like you faced deep parts of yourself that maybe you didn't even know you had. Maybe parts that you didn't acknowledge in the past. Maybe you and this person both did it, and you're thinking to yourself like, wow, it's actually helping me grow. Yeah, elevate, evolve. You know what's crazy? I was talking to a Cancer friend last night, and she mentioned something about, well, because we've known each other since like high school, so since we were like 15, 16 years old, and she goes, yeah, girl, she goes, we elevate around here. And I'm like, yeah, that's true friendship. You help each other elevate, not just in partnerships. You help elevate your friends. You help elevate people that love you, where it's reciprocated. And I feel like you and this person are helping each other elevate. Okay. So do I leave it at that? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's see, one more card. The Page of Cups. What's at the top of the deck? Page of Swords. And then we have the Two of Cups. Okay. So yeah, you and this person may even be getting to know each other too. Maybe like Page of Swords can sometimes give me like someone in some context. I know some readings, it could be like, ooh, Page of Swords, this person's looking at your social media, this person's looking at your pictures. Maybe for some of you, you might have a conversation like that with your lover or with a lover. You might be like, you know, remember this picture? Yeah, I've grown since then. Or do you remember this particular day? Yeah, I've grown since then. Something along the lines of that. And I also feel like it could be like renewed energy if you and this person have been kind of like not stagnant or like in a bad situation, but it could be that you and this person like getting to know each other. You know, sometimes like, and I know this is not really talked about, but sometimes in connections it does take having to learn from each other, like two new people, to continue the connection. Because you can't, like, for example, if you've been together, let's just say, this is just an example, you've been together since you were 20 years old, you're not going to be the same when you're 30. You and this person might have learned a lot, you and this person may have gone through a lot together. You're not going to be the same, so you have to renew the energy every once in a while. And maybe even like new curiosity, new conversations too. Okay, now I'm really getting in my I got in my head, leave it at that. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope you guys got clarity and your guidance. I know this reading got kind of deep, but I found it like deep and beautiful at the same time. So yeah, hope it gave you clarity, guidance, and or above. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye guys.